In Hai City, the midsummer sun scorched the streets. A dilapidated electric car slowly shuttled through the traffic. Lin Chen on the seat was wearing a washed white t-shirt and jeans, with a bit of casual indifference on his face. Only in the depths of his eyes, there was a hint of sharpness that was completely different from this ordinary outfit. He just returned from the border, faded away as the captain of the Dragon Blade special team, faded away with glory and scars, just to fulfill a promise made many years ago, to guard Su W. Anking. Su W. Anking, the first beautiful president of Hai City, the helmsman of Su's group, is cold and arrogant, the best in the city, and is a goddess sought after by countless wealthy children. But in Lin Chen's eyes, she was just the little girl who was protected by him when she was a child and timidly called him Brother Lin Chen. 3 years ago, Lin Chen was ordered to go to the border to carry out a top-secret mission, and before leaving, he said to Su W. Anking, "When I come back, I will protect you for the rest of my life." Now, the task has been successfully completed, and he has returned to the field, just wanting to be by her side as an ordinary person, watching her smile, and protecting her. The electric car is parked downstairs of the Su Group, a towering skyscraper that symbolizes Su W. Anking's strength and status, as well as the hustle and bustle and danger she is in. Lin Chen glanced up at the direction of the president's office on the roof. A gentle smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Pushed the electric car, and prepared to rent a house in a nearby community, slowly approaching her. At this moment, a screeching brake sounded, and a black Bentley Mulsanne stopped abruptly beside him, and the window was lowered, revealing an arrogant and domineering face. Where did the poor boy come from? Dare to block Loud Easy Yu's way. The one who spoke was Xiao Yanyu, the young owner of the Xiao Group, and one of the most fanatical people who pursued Su W. Anking. He had long seen Lin Chen unpleasant, a boy in rags, who dared to wander downstairs in the Su Group. And at first glance he was a liar who wanted to cling to Su W. Anking. Lin Chen frowned, turned sideways to get out of the way, and did not speak. He didn't want to cause trouble now, he just wanted to protect Su W. Anking quietly. And there was no need to be as knowledgeable as this kind of gentleman. But his concession, in Xiao Yanyu's view, was cowardice and cowardice. Xiao Yanyu pushed open the car door, walked up to Lin Chen, and looked at him condescending, his eyes full of mockery. "Boy, look at your poor and sour look. Do you also want to hit Mr. Su's idea? I advise you to get away quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude to you." The surrounding passers-by stopped to watch, pointing at Lin Chen, their eyes full of sympathy and ridicule. Someone whispered, "This young man is too overestimating his own strength. How dare he dare to hang in front of Xiao Xiao? Isn't this looking for guilt?" Others said, Xiao is Mr. Su's suitor. His family is prominent, and this kid is not an opponent at all." Xiao Yanyu heard the discussions around him, and became even more proud, and stretched out his hand to push Lin Chen. "Why are you still stunned? Get out." At the moment when his hand was about to touch Lin Chen's body was slightly sideways, easily avoided, and at the same time grabbed Xiao Yanyu's wrist with his backhand and twisted it gently. The severe pain made Xiao Yanyu let out a scream. His face turned pale instantly, and he broke out in a cold sweat. "You! Do you dare to hit me? Do you know who I am? I am the young owner of the Xiao Group. My dad is Xiao's in Hai. Believe it or not, I let you not get along in Hai City." Lin Chen's eyes were cold, and the strength in his hand was a little heavier. "I don't care who you are, no matter who you are, no matter how dare you do it, no matter how much you dare to speak wildly. I don't mind abolishing your hand." His voice was not loud, but he had an unquestionable majesty, which was the momentum that had experienced the test of life and death and precipitated in blood and fire, which made Xiao Yanyu instantly chill, and he could no longer be arrogant, and his eyes were full of fear. Xiao Yanyu was trembling in pain and could only beg bitterly. Lin Chen snorted coldly, let go of his hand. Xiao Yanyu staggered back a few steps, covered his painful wrist, and glared at Lin Chen viciously. "Boy, wait for me. I won't let you go." After saying that, he got into the Bentley in embarrassment and ran away. The passers-by around were stunned, and no one expected that this poor boy who looked ordinary would be so powerful that even the young owner of the Xiao Group dared to clean up. Everyone looked at Lin Chen's eyes, from mockery to awe. Lin Chen didn't care about everyone's eyes. patted the dust on his hands, pushed the electric car, and turned around to walk towards the nearby community. He knew that Xiao Yin would not give up, but he was not afraid. At the border, he had seen enemies who were more ruthless and stronger than Xiao Yin, and a small gentleman was not to be afraid. After renting the house and cleaning up briefly, Lin Chen took out his mobile phone and dialed a number that had been sealed for a long time. The phone rang a few times, and it was connected. And a cold and familiar voice came from the other end of the phone, with a hint of imperceptible trembling. "Hello? W. Anking? It's me, Lin Chen." The other end of the phone was silent for a few seconds, and then, Su W. Anking's suppressed cry came. "Brother Lin Chen, are you back? Are you really back?" Hearing her crying, Lin Chen's heart instantly softened, and his tone became extremely gentle. "I'm sorry, W. Anking. I'm late. I've made you wait for a long time." It's okay, it's okay, you can come back." Su W. Anking wiped away her tears. Her voice still had a hint of choking. "Where are you now? I'm going to find you." "I'm in room 101. Building 3, Sunshine Community near Su's group. You don't have to come over, I'll go to you tomorrow," Lin Chen said. He didn't want Su W. Anking to see what he was like now. He wanted to surprise her, and he also wanted to slowly adapt to the life of ordinary people. "Okay, then you have a good rest. I'll wait for you tomorrow." Su W. Anking's voice was full of anticipation. After hanging up the phone, Lin Chen sat on the sofa looking at the traffic outside the window, and his thoughts drifted back to when he was a child. At that time, both of his parents died and he was adopted by Su W. Anking's father. He grew up with Su W. Anking. Su W. Anking was timid and cowardly, always bullied by other children, and every time he stood up to protect her. Later, when he grew up, in order to protect more people, and in order to have enough strength to protect Su W. Anking, he joined the Special Forces and became the captain of the Dragon Blade team, step by step to this day. After countless life and death tests, and finally could come back and fulfill his promise. Early the next morning, Lin Chen changed into clean clothes and did not ride an electric car again, but walked to the Su group. He thought it was time to stand by Su W. Anking's side with his true self. In the hall of the Su group, people came and went. All of them were elite people wearing suits and leather shoes. Lin Chen was wearing simple casual clothes, looking a little out of place, and the security guard at the door stopped him. "Sir, do you have an appointment? You cannot enter without an appointment." "I'm looking for Su W. Anking." "My name is Lin Chen," Lin Chen said calmly. The security guard looked him up and down, his eyes full of suspicion. "Mr. Su is in charge of everything every day. Not everyone can see it. You can leave quickly. Don't make trouble here." At this moment, a woman in professional clothes and capable temperament came over. She was Su W. Anking's secretary, Lizu. When Lizu saw Lin Chen, she was stunned for a moment, then remembered what Mr. Su said yesterday, and hurriedly stepped forward and said respectfully, "Mr. Lin, you are here. Mr. Su is already waiting for you in the office. I will take you up." Saying this, the security guard was dumbfounded. He didn't expect that this seemingly ordinary boy really knew Mr. Su. And Mr. Su also waited for him deliberately, and quickly apologized. "I'm sorry. Mr. Lin, I don't know Mount Tai, please." Lin Chen didn't care about the security guard's apology, nodded, and followed Lizu into the elevator. The elevator went straight to the top floor. The door of the president's office was pushed open, and Su W. Anking was standing in front of the floor-to-ceiling window, wearing a white professional outfit, long hair shawl, and a hint of anticipation on her cold face. Hearing the footsteps, she turned around and saw Lin Chen. Her eyes lit up instantly, and she walked over quickly. "Brother Lin Chen." Su W. Anking shouted softly, her eyes red again. "W. Anking, I'm here." Lin Chen opened his arms and Su W. Anking threw herself into his arms without hesitation and burst into tears. Over the years, she has supported the Su group alone, endured too much pressure and grievances. How many times? She wanted to talk to Lin Chen, but she couldn't find him. Now, he is finally back, and she no longer needs to be strong alone. Lin Chen gently patted her on the back and comforted her gently. "Okay, W. Anking. Don't cry. With me in the future, I won't let you suffer any grievances again, and no one can bully you." Su W. Anking cried for a while before gradually calming down, raised her head from Lin Chen's arms, wiped away her tears, and looked at him. "Brother Lin Chen, how have you been doing in the past few years? I heard that the border is dangerous. I'm fine. Don't worry. I promised you that I will definitely come back, and I will definitely not break my word. Lin Chen smiled, and the sharpness in his eyes was replaced by gentleness. In the future, I will not leave again. At this moment, the door of the office was pushed open suddenly, and Zhao Yanyu walked in with a few bodyguards, his face full of arrogance and anger. After being humiliated by Lin Chen yesterday, the more he thought about it when he went back, the more angry he became, and he came with his bodyguards early this morning, wanting to take revenge on Lin Chen. And by the way, he showed it in front of Su Wanking. Mr. Su, I found the kid who bullied me. As soon as Zhao Yanyu entered the door, he shouted loudly, but when he saw the intimate appearance of Lin Chen and Su Wanking, he was instantly stunned. His eyes were full of shock and jealousy. Mr. Q, how did you get with this poor boy? His words are not threats, but facts. With his status and connections on the border, destroying the Zhao group is as simple as trampling an ant to death. Zhao Qianyu looked at Lin Chen's cold eyes. His heart was full of fear. He knew that Lin Chen was not joking. His legs went weak. He almost knelt down and quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Mr. Lin. I was wrong. I don't dare again. I will never trouble you and Mr. Su again. Please let me go. Get out. Lin Chen spat out a word coldly. Su Wanking's face turned cold. She stood in front of Lin Chen and looked at Zhao Yanyu coldly. Zhao Yanyu, please pay attention to your words. Brother Lin Chen is my friend. You can't say that about him. Friend? Zhao Yanyu sneered. Mr. Su, how can you be friends with such a poor boy? He is a liar. He just wants to cling to you. I warned him yesterday to stay away from you, but he dared to come to you. Saying that, Zhao Yanyu winked at the bodyguard behind him. Give it to me, beat this kid out, break his leg, and let him know what happened to offending me. Several bodyguards immediately rushed up, all tall and menacing, looking difficult to mess with. When the surrounding employees heard the movement, they gathered around and talked about it, all sweating for Lin Chen. Li Zu was also in a hurry and wanted to call the police, but was stopped by Zhao Yanyu's people. Su Wanking was also very anxious, and took Lin Chen's arm. Brother Lin Chen? Run quickly, there are many of them. You can't beat them. Lin Chen patted her hand and said gently, Wanking, don't worry, this little thing is not difficult for me. As soon as the words fell, the first bodyguard had already rushed in front of Lin Chen and waved his fist to Lin Chen's face. Lin Chen's body was slightly sideways, and he easily avoided it, and at the same time punched his backhand and hit the bodyguard's chest. Only hearing a bang, the bodyguard screamed, flew out backwards, fell heavily to the ground, and couldn't get up. The remaining bodyguards were stunned when they saw this. They didn't expect Lin Chen to be so powerful, but they didn't dare to back down, so they could only bite the bullets and rush up. Lin Chen's eyes froze, his figure flashed, shuttling between the bodyguards. His fists and footwork were as fast as lightning, and every blow was accurately hit on the vital parts of the bodyguards. The screams came one after another, and in just a few tens of seconds, several bodyguards all fell to the ground, wailing incessantly. The entire office instantly fell silent, and everyone was stunned, their eyes full of shock. No one expected that this seemingly ordinary boy would have such strong skills, just like a master in a movie. Zhao Yanyu was even more frightened and trembling. His face turned pale, and he retreated again and again. Who are you? How can you be so powerful? Lin Chen walked towards Zhao Yanyu step by step. His eyes were cold, and his tone was majestic. Who am I? You don't deserve to know. I warn you, if you dare to trouble me on Wanking in the future, and if you dare to speak wildly, I don't mind letting the Zhao group disappear from Banachai City. Zhao Yanyu was like an amnesty, and he ran out of the ground, not even caring about the bodyguards on the ground. The surrounding employees came back to their senses, and their eyes were full of admiration when they looked at Lin Chen. Someone whispered, this Mr. Lin is too powerful, he is simply hidden. Others said, Mr. Su actually knows such a powerful person, and no one will dare to bully Mr. Su in the future. Su Wanking also looked at Lin Chen, her eyes full of surprise and admiration. Brother Lin Chen, you are so powerful. Lin Chen smiled and touched her head. In the past, when I was on the border, I often had to fight against the enemy, but over time, I practiced a skill. In the future, with me here, no one can bully you. Su W. Anking's face flushed. Her heartbeat couldn't help but quicken. Looking at Lin Chen's gentle eyes, her heart was full of security. In fact, since she was a child, she has liked this Lin Chen brother who has always protected her. But she was young at that time and did not dare to say it. Later, when Lin Chen went to the border, she waited silently, looking forward to his return. Now, he is back, and he has become so powerful, she's even more sure that she is not waiting for the wrong person. Brother Lin Chen, you can stay by my side in the future and be my bodyguard, okay? Su W. Anking plucked up the courage and said softly. She thought that in this way, she could see Lin Chen every day, and be protected by him every day. Lin Chen nodded and said with a smile, okay. As long as I can be by your side, I can do anything. Since then, Lin Chen has become Su W. Anking's exclusive bodyguard, accompanying her to and from work every day to protect her safety. Su W. Anking's face gradually had a lot of smiles, and she was no longer as cold and arrogant as before. After Zhao Yunyi went back, the more he thought about it, the more angry he became. But he didn't dare to go to Lin Chen's trouble again, so he could only spread his grievances on the employees of the Xiao Group. His father, Xiao's NHA, saw that something was wrong with him, and after asking the ins and outs of the matter, he was furious. He knew that Lin Chen was not an ordinary person. He could easily defeat a few professional bodyguards, and he dared to threaten to destroy the Xiao Group. He must have a strong background. In order to save the Xiao Group, Xiao's NHA decided to personally go to Lin Chen to apologize and ask for Lin Chen's forgiveness. He prepared a generous gift, came to the Su Group, found Lin Chen, and said respectfully, Mr. Lin, I'm sorry. It's all my son's lack of direction. Let the dog offend you. Please have a large number. Let the Xiao Group go. Lin Chen looked at Xiao's NHA and said calmly, I can let go of the Xiao Group. But you must take care of your son, and he is not allowed to cause trouble with me on W. Anking in the future. Otherwise, I will do what I say. Yes, Mr. Lin. I must take care of him. I must take care of him. Xiao's NHA hurriedly nodded and bowed, not daring to neglect him the slightest. This small gift is not respectful. Please accept it, Mr. Lin. Lin Chen didn't even look at the generous gift, and said coldly, Take it. I don't need it. You can go. Xiao's NHA didn't dare to say much, quickly picked up the generous gift, and walked out in embarrassment. After going back, he taught Zhao Yanyu a hard lesson, warning him that he would never provoke Lin Chen and Su W. Anking again in the future. Zhao Yanyu no longer dared to be arrogant, he could only obey obediently. After solving Zhao Yanyu's trouble, the relationship between Lin Chen and Su W. Anking is getting closer and closer. Lin Chen is not only powerful, but also delicate, and very considerate of Su W. Anking. Su W. Anking worked overtime, and he always accompanied her and bought her food. When Su W. Anking encountered difficulties, he helped her solve them as soon as possible. If someone dares to be disrespectful to Su W. Anking, he will not hesitate to teach a lesson. Soon, Lin Chen's reputation spread in the wealthy circles of Banhai City. Everyone knows that Mr. Su of the Su Group has a very powerful bodyguard, with extraordinary skills and a mysterious background, and even the chairman of the Xiao Group has to respect him for 3 points. No one dared to provoke Su W. Anking easily, and no one dared to laugh at Lin Chen for being a poor boy. On this day, Su W. Anking was going to attend a business dinner, and Lin Chen accompanied her. At the dinner, celebrities gathered, all of whom were wealthy and powerful people in business elites in Banhai City. Su W. Anking, as the helmsman of the Su Group, attracted everyone's attention as soon as she appeared. At this moment, a man in a student elegant temperament came over. He was the president of the Li Group, Li Haran. Li Haran is also one of the people who pursue Su W. Anking. He is more powerful than Zhao Yanyu, and he is more than the city. He had long heard of Lin Chen's existence, and he was very jealous in his heart, and wanted to take the opportunity to suppress Lin Chen and express himself in front of Su W. Anking. Li Haran walked up to Su W. Anking and showed a gentle smile. W. Anking, long time no see. You are getting more and more beautiful. Su W. Anking just nodded lightly, didn't speak, and subconsciously leaned closer to Lin Chen. She didn't have any good feelings for Li Haran. but out of politeness, she didn't refuse directly. Li Ha or Anne's eyes fell on Lin Chen, his eyes full of mockery. This is W. Anking's bodyguard, right? Seeing that you are dressed so ordinary, you must be from a bad family, right? W. Anking, you are so good. How can you let such a poor boy be your bodyguard? Why don't I arrange a few professional bodyguards for you, all of whom are veterans and much more skilled than him? When the people around heard Li Ha or Anne's words, they looked over one after another, their eyes full of lively looks. They all wanted to see how this mysterious bodyguard would respond to Li Ha or Anne's provocation. Lin Chen looked at Li Ha or Anne and said calmly, "It doesn't matter if I'm a poor boy. The important thing is that I can protect W. Anking. As for your bodyguards, no matter how powerful they are, they can't compare to me." "Oh, is it?" Li Ha or Anne sneered. "I want to see how capable you are. A bodyguard next to me is the elite of the former special forces, and his skills are extraordinary. Why don't you compete? If you can win him, I will admit that you are qualified to be W. Anking's bodyguard if you lose. Get out of here and never appear in front of W. Anking again. How about it?" The bodyguard next to Li Ha or Anne was tall, with sharp eyes and a soldier's momentum which looked really powerful. He looked at Lin Chen, his eyes full of disdain as if he had a chance to win. Su W. Anking pulled Lin Chen's arm and said softly, "Brother Lin Chen, don't compare. I don't need you to prove anything to them. I believe you." Lin Chen patted her hand and said with a smile, "W. Anking, don't worry. I won't lose. Since he wants to compete, then I will play with him, so that they know that not everyone can bully you." After saying that, Lin Chen walked to the center of the banquet hall and said to Li Ha and his bodyguard, "Come on." The bodyguard sneered, rushed up quickly, and punched Lin Chen in the chest with a wave of his fist. His fists were fast and heavy, with a strong wind, and he obviously had real skills. The people around them held their breath and stared at the two of them tightly, for fear of missing out on the wonderful moment. Su W. Anking was also very nervous, clasped her hands tightly, silently cheering for Lin Chen in her heart. Facing the bodyguard's fist, Lin Chen did not dodge, but raised his hand gently, grabbed the bodyguard's wrist, and twisted it slightly. Only a click was heard, and with the screams of the bodyguards, his wrist was twisted. Lin Chen took advantage of the situation and kicked the bodyguard in the chest, and the bodyguard flew out, fell heavily to the ground, and could no longer get up. The whole process took less than 10 seconds. The banquet hall instantly fell silent, and everyone was stunned, their eyes full of shock. No one expected that Lin Chen would be so powerful, defeating the elites of the former special forces in just 10 seconds. Li Ha or Anne's face turned pale instantly. He never expected that his bodyguard would be so vulnerable. He looked at Lin Chen, his eyes full of fear and unwillingness, but he was helpless. Lin Chen walked towards Li Ha or Anne step by step, his eyes cold. "I have won now. You can fulfill your promise. In the future, you are not allowed to harass W. Anking again. Otherwise, I will not be polite to you." Li Ha trembled all over, not daring to refute in the slightest, so he could only nod. "Yes. Yes, Mr. Lin. I know. I will never harass W. Anking again." After saying that, Li Ha or embarrassed to pick up the bodyguard on the ground and hurriedly left the dinner. The people around them gathered around and praised Lin Chen. "Mr. Lin, you are so powerful. You are simply hidden." "Mr. Lin, were you also in the special forces before? The skills are also too powerful." "Mr. Su, you are really blessed to have such a powerful bodyguard to protect you." Su W. Anking walked to Lin Chen's side, her face full of pride and joy, and her eyes were full of love. "Brother Lin Chen, you are so powerful." Lin Chen smiled and said gently, "As long as it can make you happy and protect you, everything is worth doing." After the dinner, Lin Chen sent Su W. Anking home. At the door of Su W. Anking's house, Su W. Anking stopped, turned around, looked at Lin Chen, plucked up the courage, and said softly, "Brother Lin Chen, I like you. I have liked you since I was a child. Before, I didn't dare to say it, because I was afraid that you would reject me, and that you would think that I was not worthy of you. Now, I don't want to hide it anymore. I like you. Would you like to be my boyfriend?" Lin Chen looked at Su W. Anking's flushed cheeks and looked at her expectant eyes, and his heart was full of emotion. In fact, he has long liked this gentle, kind, strong and brave little girl. But he felt that he had too many scars on his body and was not worthy of her. Now, hearing her confession, he couldn't hold back anymore. Lin Chen stretched out his hand, gently held Su W. Anking's hand, and said gently, W. Anking, I like you too. I have always liked you. Before, I felt that I was not worthy of you, so I didn't dare to tell you. In the future, I will treat you well, protect you well, and will not let you suffer any grievances. I will use my life to love you and protect you. Su W. Anking's face had a bright smile, and tears couldn't help but fall, which were tears of happiness. She threw herself into Lin Chen's arms and hugged him tightly. Brother Lin Chen, great. I finally waited for your words. Lin Chen gently patted her on the back, comforted her gently, and secretly vowed in his heart that in the future, no matter what difficulties he encountered, he would stand in front of Su W. Anking, protect her, and protect their love. Since Lin Chen and Su W. Anking got together, the relationship between the two has become better and better. Lin Chen not only protected Su W. Anking's safety, but also helped Su W. Anking take care of the business of Su Group. With his keen business insight and strong connections, he helped Su's group solve many problems, making Su's group grow larger and bigger, and become a well-known enterprise in Hai City and even the whole country. Zhao Yinyu and Li Ha or I no longer dared to provoke Lin Chen and Su W. Anking, so they could only obediently restrain their arrogance. Other wealthy children also stayed away from Su W. Anking and did not dare to pursue her anymore, because they knew that Lin Chen was an existence they could not afford to mess with. On this day, Lin Chen took Su W. Anking back to the place where they lived when they were children. It's still the same here, with the yard where they played together when they were children, the small trees they planted together, and many good memories. Lin Chen took Su W. Anking's hand, walked to the small tree in the yard, and said with a smile, W. Anking, do you remember? When I was a child, you fell here and cried and called me, and I helped you up, wiped your tears, and promised you that I would definitely protect you in the future and not let you be wronged again. Su W. Anking nodded, her face full of gentle smiles. I remember. I always remember. At that time, I felt that Brother Lin Chen was the most powerful person in the world, and with you, I was not afraid of anything. Lin Chen smiled, took out a ring box from his pocket, opened it, and inside was a diamond ring. W. Anking, Lin Chen knelt down on one knee, his eyes full of sincerity and love. I know, I don't have too many gorgeous words, and I don't have too many expensive gifts, but I have a heart that loves you. I promise you that in the future, I will always be with you and protect you. No matter the wind or rain, no matter the ups and downs, I will be by your side. Would you marry me? Su W. Anking looked at Lin Chen, tears fell instantly, and she nodded vigorously. I do, Brother Lin Chen, I am willing to marry you. Lin Chen picked up the ring and gently put it on Su W. Anking's finger, then stood up and hugged her tightly in his arms. The sun shines on them, warm and beautiful, and the trees in the yard seemed to be blessing them. Later, Lin Chen and Su W. Anking held a grand wedding and invited many relatives and friends. At the wedding, Lin Chen promised again in front of everyone, I, Lin Chen, only love Su W. Anking in this life. Guard her for the rest of my life. Never give up. If there is a violation, the sky will be struck by lightning. Su W. Anking looked at Lin Chen, her face full of happy smiles. She knew that she was married to someone worthy of entrusting her life. After marriage, Lin Chen still maintained a low-key style, but his love for Su W. Anking never diminished. He accompanied Su W. Anking to take care of the Su group together, travel together, and experience the bits and pieces of life together. Su W. Anking has also become more and more cheerful and happier, and has become a happy woman envied by everyone. A former captain of the Dragon Blade has now become Su W. Anking's exclusive guardian, and he has faded his glory just to protect his beloved woman. He used his strength to slap everyone who looked down on him in the face, and used his gentleness to take care of his love. In Hai City, no one knows that Mr. Su of the Su Group has an extremely powerful and gentle husband. His name is Lin Chen. He used his life to interpret what love is, what is protection, and what is a real strong person. And Lin Chen also knew that this was the life he wanted with his beloved by his side. A stable life to live. No war, no killing, only warmth and happiness. He finally fulfilled his promise, guarded the person he loved the most, and spent his life without giving up. As the days passed, the relationship between Lin Chen and Su W. Anking became deeper and deeper, and the Su group became stronger and stronger. Their story has become a good story in Banhai City, which has made countless people envious. Some people say that Lin Chen is lucky to meet a gentle and kind woman like Su W. Anking. Some people also say that Su W. Anking is lucky to meet a strong and gentle guardian like Lin Chen. But only they know that they are each other's luck and the most important person in each other's lives.